Hello, my name is Kieran Matthews. I am the Director and Principal Investigator of COACHE, the Collaborative on Academic Careers in Higher Education, a research practice partnership based at Harvard's Graduate School of Education. Now, I've been with the project for over 10 years, so I'm going to do my best to summarize in about 9 minutes our approach to this work and how it helps colleges and universities improve the working lives of their faculty. First, I'll start with the dollars and cents. It's a common way for us to ground this conversation and why it's worth it to invest in your faculty. Early on in our project's pilot, no one really had thought about the cost of the preventable loss of a faculty member. How do you add them up? So we asked our Provost Advisory Board to consider where these costs lie. They considered advertising for the position, the staff to handle the logistics of the search, travel, of course, for up to 3 candidates, the relocation involved in bringing your finalists to campus, a startup package, and then, increasingly, spousal partner hiring, often split by the receiving institution, the receiving department, as well as the provost office. So perhaps a third. Faculty release time in those early years to help them get started. Orientation, training, etc., and all the other direct and indirect costs absorbed by the Office of Academic Affairs and the Center for Teaching and Learning, etc., to orient your faculty to the new campus. So 10 years ago, our Provost Advisory Board, their back-of-the-envelope calculation, put the cost at about $96,000 to replace a tenure-stream faculty member. In 2008, in the Chronicle of Higher Education, the University of Wisconsin said its average faculty replacement cost was $1.2 million. Now, an article in Science, a little bit later on, put STEM startup costs alone at between $110,000 and $1.5 million, and up to 10 years to recoup that investment for the university. So this does not even account for the search committee hours involved in the time that's spent on the search committees. As one provost put it, so many people are involved, diverting energy from scholarship and instruction when a vacancy occurs. These are real costs in terms of efficiency and productivity. And frankly, this doesn't even account for the psychological cost. Often a department realizes when there is a traumatic departure, such as a tenure denial. This also doesn't account for the costs of those who stay. So we can try to count the costs of those associated with leaving, but not everyone can or chooses to leave. So what are the costs of dissatisfaction on impressionable students, on departmental colleagues, on those who have to pull the extra weight on the committees of those who are disengaged and dissatisfied? So at COACHE, we designed a survey to assess faculty job satisfaction, the ecosystem, if you will, in which all the things that we ask of faculty must take place. So we focus on what is in the power of faculty and administrative leaders to change, that is, on the concrete and on the artifacts of institutional culture. So from the 20 themes that COACHE surveys, I'll give you a few example questions that we answer concerning climate and inclusiveness of the faculty working environment. Are teaching, committee, clinical assignments equitably distributed? Where do faculty find mentors? Is mentoring effective for associate professors too? And is there even support to be a good mentor? Are faculty having conversations in their departments about student learning, about pedagogy, technology, research methods? Are departmental colleagues intellectually vital, productive, and teaching effectively? Do they pitch in when asked? Is there enough professional and personal interaction among faculty? Are there opportunities to collaborate within and beyond the department? Is tenure, promotion clear, consistent, and fair? Do faculty feel appreciated and recognized? For what and by whom? Do they feel like they fit in their departments? Finally, what is their likelihood of leaving the institution if they could? So COACHE is, as I mentioned, a research practice partnership, or really a membership organization, not just a survey. And this partnership spans 3 years in time. At first, we conceived this process as a cycle, but in a cycle, you end up where you started. We've learned from our best members, our most engaged members, how to show progress and growth over time. And that is by building a team in year 1, We administer the survey and we disseminate the results to you, but then you convene your campus to analyze and synthesize those results, to conduct deeper research where necessary, and we support you in that. And you'll make recommendations as to what can be improved on campus. You'll implement those recommendations by year 3 and start sharing the successes and challenges that you share with other partners in the COACHE project. But 3 years later, we'll invite you back to build a new team, to reach new stakeholders, and to continue improving. But again, we've learned something from our best members, and that's that their willingness to build a team or teams of faculty, staff, and administrators across campus, and that their work with COACHE of making analysis a social process, one that engages the entire community, that this work recognizes an ability in the value of new information, the ability to assimilate it and to apply it to an institution's ends. So through this process, colleges and universities become more adept at responding to threats and to opportunities, and they're more accountable to faculty's investment of time. Not to mention they're more aware of what can be done with the data. So in a sense, they're creating an organization with greater absorptive capacity for data inputs like these. Now, this next slide summarizes over 500,000 data points at a glance. This is an example of the sort of dashboards that we provide to our partner institutions. Our goal is to not overwhelm you with data, but to give you meaning. So in this sort of dashboard, we don't just give you your absolute findings, but compare you to peers in the faculty labor market, and to use these data, whether to compare amongst you and your peers, or to use data like these to compare among divisions or academic areas within your institution. We can also disaggregate the results by gender, by race, ethnicity, and other important professional and demographic variables. So the data answer many questions, as would any internally developed survey, but the collaborative aspect of COACHE allows you to see something more, and something more comprehensive. How does my institution compare to other campuses? COACHE data help you distinguish between those issues faced by faculty everywhere and those issues that are unique to your campus. And importantly, we put you in touch with the institutions that might be doing well in an area that you're struggling. And we'll highlight you in those areas where you're succeeding. So, for example, you can use your data to focus resources on your comparative disadvantages in recruiting and retaining faculty by giving these data to your search committees. You can also help work in concert with your peers to tackle the bigger problems that everyone is facing. So on the one hand, you provide the data to search committees so they can have honest discussions with the faculty you're recruiting about what your institution is and where it's heading. And you can work with your counterparts at other institutions to tackle tough issues like diversification of the faculty, an interest that we all have and to which these data can provide an important context. So COACHE is an assessment, but it's an assessment of the environment and of the administration and of the faculty themselves, not really like other assessments of faculty. Like I said, it's an assessment of the ecosystem in which faculty are asked to do all the things we ask them to do. So these data impact everyone and impact how those people can take action to improve the work-life experiences for faculty. Now, I'll give you an example of some different people within different roles within the institution that can use and have used COACHE results. Presidents can use it to communicate to boards, to legislators, and to donors a case for investment in faculty. Chief academic officers can create and sustain a culture of inclusion, transparency, and respect between faculty and administration through the processes that COACHE recommends for engaging with these data. Vice provosts and associate provosts or associate deans can gain access to a network of peers in faculty affairs and to proven effective policies that we've identified by studying the institutions that are doing this well. Institutional researchers are freed from data crunching to instead focus and engage as data strategists. And of course, faculty at the center of it all learn to see themselves more as leaders and share in the responsibility for the well-being of their institutions. Rather than pointing the finger at administrators for what they must do, they also use data like these as an X-ray to figure out what they themselves need to improve upon. That includes this brief introduction to COACHE. We can speak at much more length and provide some context salient to your institution if you'll give us a call. Please use our website to find the contact information by email or by phone to reach out to me, Kieran Matthews, to anyone here at the project. Thanks for your time.